Catza-velos' family was quick to dismiss him from their business. It seems to be an expected move from employers in such situations. But what do labor laws say? Let's find out from Tertius Wessels from Strata-G Labour Solutions. Tertius, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. You know, we always see companies acting very quickly when one of their staff members are caught out using the K word or any other word that's derogatory. The legal basis for them to fire them. Tell us about it.
Right. So racism in the workplace is not tolerated at all. I think our courts have, over the years, emphasized the fact that racism causes disharmony within the workplace, and it cannot be tolerated under any means whatsoever. So there's always a basis for employers to take swift disciplinary action against their employees for the act of racism, and it is justifiable grounds for dismissal at the end of the day.
Well, thankfully so, and it has to be that easy, doesn't it? So let's look at his case. He did not intentionally make this video and post it on social media to harm people. He sent it to someone and they leaked it. There's a difference there, a slight difference.
There might be a bit of different circumstances. The fact that this didn't happen at the workplace or during working hours doesn't change what he did at the end of the day. He is still ultimately a South African citizen. His position within the organization ties what he does back to the organization, and that effectively gives us enough grounds to take disciplinary action against him, as well as institute complaints at the Human Rights Commission.
Now, of course, the EFF has laid criminal charges against him, separate to the family distancing itself from him. The consequences we know because we saw what's happened to Vicky Momberg, for instance. Will it be as severe given the context of how this unfolded?
We'll have to wait and see. The circumstances are slightly a bit different. If you look at Vicky Momberg, she used the K word about 48 times, where in this instance it was only used in one time. So how the court is going to deal with that, we'll have to wait and see. The maximum imprisonment that can be imposed is 3 years, and Vicky got 3 years, of which 1 year was ultimately suspended.
Yeah. And what about the family business situation? We see so many companies now saying we're cutting ties with you as an organization. They also have legal grounds to say we no longer need to do business with you despite our contractual obligations.
100%. So it's like any supplier you have. There are grounds for terminating the relationship. The unfortunate reality is that the employees that are employed by this business will now ultimately be the ones that suffer, because as suppliers pull away, the business is no longer able to operate, which might lead to retrenchments.
This is a family business, of course, and many would argue that the punishment is not that severe because ultimately he's still going to benefit from the family business.
Look, that is neither here nor there. How he's going to benefit, be it that his family is going to support him, we won't know. But ultimately, I think the business has suffered, and there's many other people, innocent people, that are going to suffer as a result of it. And I think that just emphasizes how sensitive we need to be about the things that we say.
We're only seeing more things being done legally in terms of action against people who are so openly racist. And for many of us, it's something that's been taking too long to happen. And our court system is getting with it, many are saying.
Yeah, I think with criminal matters, there's always been a delay in getting matters to finalization. However, the equality courts that we have in every single province is aimed at making justice being done more swiftly and quickly. And it allows for some form of relief for the victims of racism or hate speech. We've also recently seen the hate speech bill that's been adopted by Parliament. There's still some critics around that, but criminalizing racism will ultimately also serve to deter people from committing those offenses.
And as a company, do you have an obligation to perhaps remind your staff about racist remarks that they make inside and outside of the office, and that you will get fired if you are racist openly?
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs to be reminded of it, but it is imperative for employers out there to educate their staff, managers or employees, on the effects of it and how to deal with these kind of things. Because it's only through education that we can ultimately try and change behavior. Yeah.
I mean, you and I might think that people don't have to be reminded, but then you get people like Catza-velos who clearly did need to be reminded. He got caught out, obviously, for the right reasons, yes, I would say. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. That was Legal Director at Strata-G Labour Solutions, Tertius Wessels.